Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't met me before, my name's Rebecca. I'm an artist and I run a little stationery business and I like making cute things. So in this video, the reason I'm standing with the camera in my hand is because I'm in my kitchen because we're going to be making a very cute thing for your fridge as a product. Let me see, wait, is it in focus? Can you even see the cute thing? There it is, that's what we're going to be making. It is a magnetic planner that you can write on. It's like a wipe off whiteboard type surface. And it's just one big magnet, so you can see here. I have made it as a menu plan, but you could do a school planner, a day planner, literally anything you want to track that you would stick on the fridge. It could be a grocery list, anything. It's so cute, right? Now, I'm always developing new products for my business, and this is something I'm prototyping right now. I don't have any out yet, but this tutorial was really fun, and I thought it was just a really cute project that you guys might like, because I know how much everyone really liked my notepad tutorials, and I thought this is something in the same family of products that you can make that looks really professional, and I think would sell for a good price as well. It works really well as a whiteboard thing. I got my marker here. Let me show you. See, you can just write on it with your whiteboard marker, and it wipes off. Not my most elegant demonstration, but it is really easy to wipe off of, and you can use like a little bit of water, whatever, because this is a waterproof laminate on top. So I'm going to show you how to make this. You can do, oh, this is a picture of me and my mom at the dairy milk factory in England, surfing on a big chocolate bar, just in case you're wondering. And there's my puppy. Yeah, so we're going to make this today. And you can do as many variations as you like, and I even included a little Canva template that you can have. So let's get into the video and make this cutie. To get started on this project, let's first run through the things that we are going to need to make it. I have this magnet sheet right here. This is just from the dollar store. It measures 6 inches by 9 inches. You can obviously use any magnet you like. You can have a bigger sheet that you cut down, or you could create a smaller planner or whatever product you're making. And this magnet is one big sheet, and the back of it has a thing you pull off, and it's sticky on that side, so that is the magnet I'm using. Also from the dollar store, I have this roll of protector. It's basically just like a clear laminate roll that you put on stuff. I really like this for a ton of projects. I use it to make stickers a little bit more durable. I put it on just lots of different things. But it is going to give us that whiteboard effect. So it's actually called removable self-adhesive vinyl. And you can look for that. Again, this will be online or maybe at your dollar store as well. This is a big roll of it. I'm just going to be cutting down the size that we need. In terms of tools, I've got my X-Acto knife here. That's going to be the main one. You could also use scissors if you prefer. And I'm also going to be using my printer and paper, but I'm not going to pull those over here to show you on camera. I have an Epson EcoTank 2400, I believe, and I'm going to be using some 28-pound white paper, which is my preferred stock. It's just a little bit heavier than normal printer paper. So I will link all of these products or comparable ones in the description of the video, so you can access it there. And aside from all these little pieces, that's not very much materials, obviously, I also have my iPad here, which you can see, and my Apple Pencil, and I'm going to be making the design for this project. Now, the apps and software that I'm going to be using to make the actual design is Canva and Procreate. And Canva, I'm just using a free account. I'll show you what I've done and give you a little bonus also. And in Procreate, that's a paid app, but if you do drawing or anything like that, you'll be familiar with it probably. But you can also just create this product in Canva with graphic assets. You don't have to make them all yourself if it's not something you're going to sell. But because I'm an illustrator and an artist, I'm obviously trying to make products with my artwork, so that is the way that I'm going about this project. So I'm going to open up my iPad, and here is the design that I'm going to be using. Now, this is a picture that I have imported into Procreate. I didn't design this at this stage in Procreate. I did this in Canva. I'm going to put in the bio of my video a link that will take you to this template in Canva, and you can just have it. It uses only free elements, so you can access that with a free Canva account. And by all means, use this for yourself. You can make something and sell it. I don't care. I just whipped this up pretty quickly, and I'm going to draw on top of it in Procreate and add my own illustrations. So that's the part of this that I'm making custom and my own. But like I said, if you want to use this exact template for your project, by all means. The size of it, the Canva document and this graphic I'm working on, the magnet is 6 by 9 inches. So I made this 6.5 by 9.5 inches. That puts a 1/4 inch margin on all of this. And I am doing that because when I print this out on paper and then I stick the magnet on top, I don't want to have to worry about lining it up perfectly. Like, I'll do my best, but if it was measured exactly 6 by 9 as well, then there'd be a big room for error if I was very slightly crooked with all of it. So that is why there's a little bit extra, and I'm not going to put anything too important in that 1/4 inch on all sides. And if you do use my template, again, you're totally welcome to. Like I said, I'll include the link below. Feel free to change any of this, change the colors, the font, the design. I don't care what you do with it. You are welcome to do whatever you like. So my plan is I'm going to create a new layer on top of this picture that I imported into Procreate, and then I'm just going to go through, find some brushes, do some doodles and some designs on it, and there we'll go. I'm just gonna use movie magic and just do that really quickly. I want to keep this video a little bit on the shorter side, so I will do that now and see you in a second. And here it is. I have added some cute little details. I'm actually making this specific one just to keep for myself. So I made it more in theme with how I want my kitchen accessories to look. So I added a cute little bunny and some flowers, and that's it, and little dots as well. So I just kept it really simple, but that's kind of just my vibe for this project. So now that I have this done, I'm going to export this probably as a PNG, take it over to my computer, and I will print it, and then we will work off of that printed copy. Here it is, all printed out, and we're ready to move on to the next step. So all I'm going to do basically is stick the back of this onto this, but in order to get it lined up precisely, the first thing I'm going to do is cut off the white space. That way when I flip it over, I'm not guessing where the picture is. So I'm just going to grab my ruler and my X-Acto knife, and I'll just cut these edges off. All right, there we have our cutout design. I'm just going to take this out of the package, and measuring to see, it fits just about like that over top. So we see a very small margin on all sides. Now there's a few ways that you could approach this. You could take the sticky stuff off the whole thing, lay it down and put this over top, or you could flip this over and position it more like that. And I think this is going to be the method that I find easiest, but you know, just work with whatever works for you. I'm going to start by just taking off a little bit of this sticker cover, just to get it lined up, and I'm just going to fold this back, trying to hit the sticky stuff. Now, because we're just putting paper onto this, I think the adhesive that comes with this is quite strong and is good enough. But if you were concerned, you could also use additional adhesive, but I would just be cautious about putting anything too wet in between these two layers. I guess give it lots of time to dry and make sure it doesn't buckle too much. I would do a really thin layer of glue if you were using something that doesn't have a pre-sticky back. But I think that this is probably the best option overall. So I'm going to line this up, that top edge. That looks pretty good to me. Okay, so now this part right here is stuck, but the rest of this is still got the sticker. So I'm just going to turn this and then slowly peel the sticker off, roll the magnet across it, and I'm just using my hand here to make sure there's no air bubbles, pressing it as we pull the sticker back off. And there we go. Just going to go along and just press it down a little bit more just to make sure that it's super stuck on there. But you can see, nice and smooth. So this is basically just a very cute magnet at this point because this is obviously just paper. So I am going to probably save the trimming of this extra for afterwards. So the next step is going to be to put the laminate on the front so that it becomes that nice wipeable surface, and then we'll do the final trim all at once to get the excess off. Now this laminate has a grid on the back, and that's just going to be a little helpful for cutting out a piece. So I'm just going to get something a bit bigger than what I need, just so I have some room. Let me grab some scissors actually. All right, so I'm just going to cut this piece a little oversized. If you were trying to make the most of this roll, I would recommend maybe measuring out and maybe doing these in a different orientation so you're not wasting any, but I use this stuff for all sorts of projects, so there's never any wasted bits. Now with this laminate, the nice thing is you don't have to get it perfectly square because we're cutting off a little bit on either edge. The only important thing is to make sure that there's no air bubbles and that you press it very smooth when you remove the backing. You can use a credit card or I'm probably going to use my bone folder here. This is a bone folder. It's a bookmaking tool, just a piece of bone in this like convenient folding tool shape. Just to like push it so that it gets really smooth. And like the back of the sticker, we're just going to do it little bit by little bit. Pulling off the backing until we get it all covered. So I'm going to flip this over and just get it started in one corner and fold back some of the backing. All right, so I have, if you can see there, a little bit of clear on the bottom exposed and the top folded over. So again, I'm just going to put this over top very lightly. I'm not touching it down yet. Just making sure that this piece covers the whole design. All right, so that does cover the whole design. And I'm just going to use this tool to press that down really nice and flat in the areas where the design is exposed. I find this stuff is actually a little bit forgiving. That's not to say you can lift it up when you're done off the paper, it would just tear the paper, but you can really push some air bubbles out. It's not too hard, especially if it's a nice firm tool. Like I said, I just use like an old gift card or something that's been used, or a membership card to some place you don't go to. There we go. And I'm just going to rotate this. Actually, I'll rotate it the other way. Because I'm right-handed. I'm just using this hand under here and I'm just pulling this back a little bit by little bit. And I'm just going to keep up with the pushing to try and keep the laminate nice and tight against the design. And now I'm just partway through. You can see it's getting nice and glossy and you can just go back over some of this. I can do that at the end. I guess I don't know why I'm doing it right now. Just keep pushing it off. It's actually a little helpful if you stick it to the mat you're working on, that little overhang. Just pushing out any little bubbles that appear and they disappear on their own. There we go. So now we have that off and I see just some little air bubbles. So we're just going to push them in the direction of the edge with our tool or our card. And they are disappearing. It might be a little hard to see from the overhead view on the camera, but the bubbles there are a couple there, but they're disappearing as soon as I do this. I'm just feeling for any more bumps, but I don't feel any. Okay, I think that looks pretty good and pretty smooth. So now I'm just going to take it off and flip it over. And here's our back. So all we're going to do is trim this up. And I don't think I even need a ruler because the edge of the magnet is kind of raised. So I'm just going to use my knife and slice this off. Slow and steady is definitely the move here. I got a tiny bit of the magnet in that one, but that didn't make any visual difference, so that's okay. There we go, and that's the last of the edges. So now we can flip this over, and there you go, a really nicely finished magnet for your fridge. This is the benefit to using an X-Acto knife rather than scissors, because you might not get these really clean edges if you use scissors, and it might not be as precise. So as you can see, this looks really nice, glossy, and it feels very sturdy. Like, it doesn't feel like that's something you just DIY'd. It's got a nice weight to it. So I'm just going to grab a whiteboard marker and just show you how that wipes off. Got red and pink here, so we could just Write a note there, and maybe our lunch here is pasta or a menu. So just write it on there, and you can use paper towel to wipe it off. No problem at all. Obviously this is just like fresh ink, but if it was a little tricky, you just damp this a little bit because this is a waterproof laminate. So you can use a little bit of water on it or even a little cleaner if you need to get old whiteboard marker stuff off. But that's the project, so I hope you like it. A couple notes if you're gonna make something to sell this. The final materials cost, it was $1.25 for the magnet plus tax. The roll of laminate was also $1.25, but I could probably do at least 8 of these, so I'll just divide that by 8. And then there's the printing costs. With my printer, the cost, because I have an EcoTank printer, the ink cost is extremely low, so I usually just add 1 or 2 cents for the cost of the printing. So I'm just going to round up basically. And then I did pay tax on the materials, so I will add in the tax that I paid. So that brings the materials to make this up to $1.61, maybe $1.62. I would round that up maybe to $1.65 to account for the printing. So there you go. And that's Canadian dollars as well. So $1.65 to manufacture this product. And you could sell this for, I mean, the price you set at it for would be dependent on your business, but I think, you know, anywhere from like an $8 to a $12 product, somewhere in that window. And then you'd want to have some nice packaging. You could it's a very durable product, so you don't necessarily have to put it in a plastic sleeve, but I think customers do like it a little bit better if something is packaged in a sleeve with a sticker or maybe a paper label. And of course, if you're selling at markets or events and things like that, it is nice to have your products in a little bit of packaging just so that they don't rub against each other and damage. This is not something I'm really worried about getting damaged. It's like really sturdy, but you know, with enough wear, anything can kind of wear down a little bit. So there you go. That's my insights into making this product and selling it if you want to. Otherwise, just enjoy it. Stick it on your fridge. And I hope you like this tutorial. I hope it was clear to follow. Like I said, if you want the template without the little doodles, those are mine, but you can have the template on Canva. It's linked in the description of the video, as well as all the materials I used. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you like this video, I do have other videos on how I make products for my stationery business, especially great if you're just getting started. So you can check out my other tutorials. I also do studio vlogs, art videos, and lots of cool things if you like art. So I hope you will check it out. Please do subscribe as well. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.